President Ibrahim Traore has responded and has given his take on what happened with America and Iran. So stay tuned, watch this video to the end to get a message, because he has a message for African president and you, the African listening to me right now. But before we proceed, do let me know where you are watching this from, and then also hit the follow sign, hit the like sign, repost, and the favorite. It is free. It is very free, so make sure you do so, and then I'll tell you something about your country, or the next video I'm gonna do, I will tag you on it, even though the Jamaicans are winning on the locations on my video. Big up to you, Jamaica. So President Ibrahim Traore, I'm going to read this for you, and this came from him. He said, the US strike on Iran nuclear facilities was executed with ease thanks to the vast US military infrastructure and bases across the Middle East and in countries neighboring Iran. Again, he said, this shows how foreign troops present in strategic region can quickly escalate into large-scale military actions. Africa must take note. Calls for the immediate removal of all foreign forces from the African continent, and not just political rhetoric, but to avoid similar situations like this in future on the African continent, said by Ibrahim Traore. Let us marinate, and I hope our leaders will listen to this, because I was asking myself, how does this really affect Africa? I was on a panel challenging that this has no effect on Africa, but by listening to Ibrahim Traore, it makes sense. But let me know what you think. It just makes sense that all the foreign military bases, because where did the strike come from? It might have come from a military base somewhere else. And these people are going to find out where it actually came from. So it's not going to be targeted to only America, but that base. So the African leaders, you are hearing your grandson talking that get rid of all the foreign military bases, so that you will not be part of this predicament in the near future. Let me know what you think, you watching me, and at the meantime, we are in the live stream. Okay, so come join us, because that is the topic of today. There's a lot of people over there and people are sharing their ideas, so I want to see you over there. But in the meantime, fly with this video and let me know what you think, because I'll be reading the comment in the live stream.
Get ready to rumble! Holy smokes, y'all. In the shocking turn of events, not really that shocking, because honestly, Qatar has the largest U.S. air base in the entire Middle East, the entire Persian Gulf. Iran chose, baby. They pulled that popsicle stick and said, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let him go. I choose you. Pikachu, I choose you. And decided to start launching attacks on the largest U.S. base in the Middle East, the one in Qatar. Now, early this morning, I didn't know that they were actually going to launch this early. As I was recording the previous videos, Qatar immediately shut down the U.S. air base and immediately started telling people within the vicinity, whether they were American, British, or they were from Qatar, to stay inside of the house. Do not come outside of the house. Now, to me, that didn't seem like things was going to jump off that quickly. Now, missiles are going directly there. Iran started off with jamming any GPS signals across the entire Persian Gulf. And that was what alarmed everybody. Oh shit, it's about to go down. These niggas about to knock our shit in between the washer and dryer. That's what you get. Wallahi, you are gay. Wallahi, you are gay. Why would you go against your own brethren? Them is your cousins. They closer to you in blood than they is to us. Wallahi, you are gay. So the United States issued a warning or a notice basically saying like, hey, keep your shit on the swivel, because I feel like Iran up to something. I feel like they finna get their lick back and they not finna warn us. Pause. Did you warn them that you was finna do that to Fordo nuclear facility? Yeah. And they said it's almost certain, it's coming down the pipeline. Literally an hour or so later, Iran, they running it up right now, y'all. It's happening on the telly. Okay, so let me show you what they getting into. So it's footage of possible interceptions of the Iranian drones, right? So large explosions were heard in Doha, starting there. And then the actual quoting an Israeli official says that Iran launched 6 missiles, 6 of them K-word missiles, Shabar missiles, directly at the U.S. air bases in Qatar. Preliminary reports of Iranian attack on the U.S. air forces in Iraq as well. So it wasn't just the one in Qatar, it was also the bases, the U.S. force bases in Iraq, because they heard explosions there as well. So it sounds like they may have chosen more than one base. And they said, baby, I'm finna paint the town red. I'm really finna run it up this time. Oh, this finna be my best word. There's also video drone footage of the actual missiles going, the missiles that Iran sent directly to that base in Doha and towards Qatar, and it was heard, the explosions were heard in Doha. Now this is insane, seeing as though Iran is getting their lick back, and now both both Great Britain and the UN Security Council viewed what Donald Trump and the Trump administration did over the weekend was illegal under international law. Does that mean that they're going to do anything about it? Absolutely not. They're more than likely going to make more of a fuss and a stir about Iran getting their lick back. And I feel like Iran made sure they got their lick back, and they are making this clear. They're making their stance clear. They're not attacking, and they already said that, they're not attacking Qatar. They're attacking U.S. property. They're attacking the U.S. I didn't tell you to put that base on your property, okay? That's U.S. property. I'm attacking the U.S., not you, Buki. Move. Get up out the way. As you can see here, British officials privately argued about the bombing of the nuclear facilities, and basically saying that it wasn't illegal. However, it had been told to sources in the UN Security Council that ultimately they all agree, like, yeah, that was illegal because now we all gonna have to suffer for the shit that Donald Trump did. Most members in the UN Security Council view U.S. and Israel's unilateral strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities as illegal, while some British officials attempted to argue privately that it wasn't. However, they ultimately all agree, yeah, it was, because we all gotta suffer. They bombing Qatar right now. You don't think they gonna turn around and come back to us? I need you to wake up. Wake up. Now, shortly before this happened, Qatar announced that they were closing their airspace, and Iran said, nah, nigga. Nah, nigga. I don't give a damn about you touching home base, baby. You still gonna get tagged. You still gonna get tagged. You're it. You're still getting tagged. Oh, wow. Too bad. Close that airspace all you want to. You better hope you can catch me. You better catch me if you can, bitch. I'm still sending them missiles. I'm still sending them missiles. I don't give a damn about you closing your airspace. We don't give a damn about you closing them air bases. Tell them to move up out the way, because I'm finna blow it. I'm finna blow that bitch up. This place about to blow. I hope that's on their playlist when they actually pressing the goddamn button. I hope they jamming out to some Kesha. This place about to blow. Wallahi, you are gay. How did you get on the wrong side of history, Qatar? We was all rooting for you. How did you end up on the wrong side of history? And now I'm starting to believe that the things that they were saying that Hamas and the Palestinian political figures were saying about you and Egypt both sneakily changing the terms after y'all had went to Cairo to talk about the potential ceasefire. Now I'm starting to believe that what they said was 1,000% accurate. Because how did you end up on this side of history? Aren't you brown? That's crazy. That's crazy. You on your knees for the white man? That's insane. So the attack on the Al Udeid air base in Qatar had Trump and his entire team in the situation room, because now Iran done caused a major situation for the past 40 minutes. Ain't that insane? Chill. And Iran promises that this is not the end, and that they finna really make some shit shake, since a bitch thinks she wanna play with me like that. They said, well, you already got the air base, and they said, no, you struck all 3 of my nuclear facilities. That means I get 3 lickbacks. Not it coming down to semantics. Child, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyways, I'm gonna keep my eyes on this because this is still a developing story. But can y'all believe that Iran went to go get their lick back bright and early, baby? bright and early on this side of the hemisphere, but it's dark over there, so they definitely, yeah, they playing that all day. Jay was like, I'm finna blow the roof off this motherfucker. I'ma paint the town red in this bitch. Period.
But every time Julius Malema sings that song, there's some or other excuse of, nah, he doesn't really mean it. The fact is, Julius Malema is one of those people who do mean to kill white people, in my opinion. He has said it over and over about slitting throats and all of that. The evidence is there regarding him, and he has a huge following. We cannot ignore that. He's a dangerous guy. He's a divisive guy. He's a guy that should be removed from even the ballot if it was possible.
With that big head, there is nothing there more than propaganda. She was taught by the devils to hate her own kind, to hate the black people. Go to Belgium today. The images of King Leopold, you will find it in public buildings, in public places in Belgium. A man who unalived 15 million Congolese people in Africa. In the South Africa, or in South Africa that you live in your country, white folks are celebrating those they call their idols, or those they call their leaders, who basically unalive black people in South Africa. Today, they are celebrating them there in South Africa. Go to Namibia, go to other countries, yes, go to the United States, whereby black people were being butchered and lynched to death. Those who did those crimes are being celebrated as heroes. Julius Malema has never unalived even one person, not one. And Julius Malema has no problems whether you are white or black. He just wants justice and equality, and that everyone deserves that. But with this big head, there is nothing there, only bunch of propaganda to hate her own people, her own kind. The song Julius Malema is using, or his followers, this song was from the time where black people were being struggling, where black people were being castrated, murdered, unalive, women were being raped, kids were being raped over and over again. So you want people to abandon those songs. Even today in South Africa, 70% of the lands is in the hands of the white folks. You are not talking about that. The economy and everything else in a black majority country. Tell me, do you think that will happen in the UK, white majority country? Blacks are only 8% of the population to control everything, 70% of the land, the economy. Do you think that will happen in the UK? Do you think that will happen in any European countries? It will never. So you as a black person, I mean, you are being taught to hate your own kind. Julius Malema is not mad to say that, I want to unalive these white people. That is not true. This song is part of the struggle for the black people in South Africa. You see, people like this girl, they shouldn't have access to media, because the way they are big heads, there is nothing there more than propaganda to hate their own kind. Sadly, we have a lot of black folks like this one. Even some of our president today, just see the president like Ramaphosa in South Africa. Instead of working hard like the Sahel leaders to take back the lands, to serve justice by force, he is saying that we are going to do it in a democratic process. Democracy never works in Africa because of why? It is not meant to help us. Go to Namibia today. Go to other countries, around Africa. Go to Nigeria, whereby oil industries are in the hands of the British. Every president that is being sworn in Nigeria, they will have to protect those rules that, like the UK, should have to control the flow of the oil in Nigeria, basically, instead of taking them. You see, this is the type of leaders Africa is creating. And this girl also here, in the future, she might in fact be in a position in South Africa, because they are going to help her. Those who hate the black people, they want to see black people colonized, are the one who are helping her, financing her. And yeah, there are a lot of black people who are agreeing with her. You see, people like her, they are nothing more than bunch of traitors. Julius Malema is just fighting for the black people. He just wants equality. Julius Malema will never hurt anyone, regardless of whether you are white or black. He just wants equality. And in South Africa, there is inequality, whereby a small amount of people or small group of people control majority of the lands and the economy. I want to see you talk about those ones in your country today.
I don't want Ibrahim Traore's story to end like every other great black man that has tried to save his people, that have tried to free his people. your Martin Luther Kings, your Malcolm X, every great black man in history that has tried to save his people. I don't want Ibrahim Traore's story to end like that. I want him to, be successful at what he's trying to do, grow old, and reap the fruits of all his labor. That is what I want for him, because all through history we've had great black men like this that has come out and they've done things like this, but they don't get to live old to see the fruit of their labor. I don't want that for Ibrahim Traore. I want him to live long. I want him to fight that fight, succeed, and we get to praise him while he's alive. He gets to retire and people are going to his house and thanking him. A statue is built for him. He gets to see the statue. Books are going to be made about him. He gets to read the books. Movies are going to be made. He gets to watch it. He gets to see his grandchildren being proud of him. That is how I want his story to end. And I really, really pray that God, lets us get that. I don't want his story to end like the others. I want him to live long, see the fruit of his labor, and, just get to enjoy it.